Hello, hello, and welcome, and welcome. Is there an echo? Is there an echo in here? In here? Anyways, welcome to Do It 3D on this special early edition. I am overlapping Steve. Steve's gone on long today, so he's over there on his channel building his Voron 0.2 upgrade. So he's still going, but I think he's getting close to winding up. So yeah. Let's say hello, see who's on here. I know there's a few people on. Brendan Wilson's here, and Joe Velasco, Ray Millard, Non-Fam is here, Delmar, Jose, hello, sir. Everybody, Jose, Matt German, no show tonight. No show tonight. Who, me? Yeah, of course. Yeah. HVAC A to Z, Sergio is here, and Major Gamer Geek is here, and Stream Elements is here. You behave, Stream Elements. Teza, hello, hello, and Ricky B. And Nick, hey, okay. So we have a few people on. So, anyways, listen. Funny story. I've been getting frustrated with my clicky probe on this thing, and it's kind of an embarrassing story too. Because hey, Guy the Jedi, you want to learn from my mistakes? Cool, because I made a big one here. And we'll start building the tap. I've got the parts for the tap right here, and I've got the tap kit here that Zixelter had sent me a while ago. So we'll at least get it built. I don't know if I'm going to get it installed, but we'll get it built, and we will eventually put it on. But I figured out in the meantime, since I posted the thumbnail for the stream, and since I posted the stream up earlier today, I'm looking for just a Kleenex. I got something on my lens here that's bothering me. I realized what is wrong with the tap, and I know what's wrong, or with the clicky probe. I know what's wrong with the clicky probe now. So it was a dumb mistake that I made. The fact that it was working for the little bit of time that it did work while this was printing was purely fluke that it was working. So the mistake I made was the magnets I'm using are a 2.7 millimeter magnet. I have been printing the parts for 2.3 millimeter magnets. And I just realized that. And so I just finished 3 minutes before the stream started printing the proper 2.7 mil parts. So I want to just quickly whip this probe back together and see if that, in fact, it should be working fine now, because there's two things that it wasn't doing. It wasn't making a proper connection between the magnets, and it wasn't docking and undocking from the print head properly. And I think that's exactly why. And if you think about it, if I told it, if I printed the parts for the 3 millimeter magnets, and we actually have 2.7 millimeter magnets, we're actually, when you're trying to get the two magnets to come together, you've got over half a millimeter of misinformation, if you want to call it, between the two magnets. And I think that's why. So I just want, what I'd like to do, if it's okay with everybody, well, it's going to be okay with everybody because I'm in control, is I'm going to, I don't know why I did that. I'm going to put this clicky probe back together, and we're going to make sure it's going to work. And then once that's working, which, because it's been driving me nuts, because it should not be that difficult. Once that's working, then I will start assembling. These glasses are just driving me nuts. They're dirty. I will start assembling the tap. There we go. I was wondering why the dog wasn't barking yet. Yes, Jose, let's try it. This is just, hang on one sec. I refuse to use Kleenex on these brand new glasses, but I left my cleaner upstairs. Oh, that's better. I had a fingerprint or something on there. Okay, let's try it. So let's go ahead and see if I can get this angle down here so you guys can watch me build this again. There we go. Okay, so let's put this back together. Hey, 3D Medic Vince. So let's try it. I am 99.99% positive that is the issue that I've been having. Is the fact that I printed the wrong parts. So this part's fine. This part here is fine because it's not size. Oops, it's not size specific. So that part is fine. It was this part here and this part here that I had printed the 3mm, and these are the parts basically that end up coming together. And I have a feeling I just have a feeling that's going to be the issue I've been having. So let's go ahead and get these back together. So I'm just going to get some magnets inserted here. I wonder if maybe the overhead camera might be a better camera to put on this. If I were to go to this view here and go to this and then switch over to this, let's see if this is a better. I'm not necessarily the happiest with the image quality of this camera, but this might be a better camera here if I can zoom it out a little bit here. This might be a better camera to kind of show you what I'm working on here. Let's just see. Let's just see and see. Okay, so we got this magnet. I'm just keeping all the magnetic polarities the same here, which is one of the key things I got to do on this. So that's going in that way. So once we attach the magnets onto here, oh, that's the wrong piece. I almost picked up the wrong piece again. So when we put the magnets back in, we want to make sure that the polarity of the magnets is all the same. So we're going to come in this way. There's one. IPA works great. It does. I know. I have a little cleaning kits that I got from Costco, and it's got some pretty good stuff. But I left it upstairs. I have one at the office. I have one upstairs, and I should put one down here. Oh, come on. And that magnet's in there. So these two are in. And in keeping with my ever-going mixed color theme, of course, we're going to keep these. How can I get this flipping camera to be a little bit? You know what? I'm going to live with it. I'm being a little fussy here. I'm not happy with the quality of this camera we're looking at right here, but I think it's going to be okay. So I'm going to get these screws started here for science. Yeah, for science. Get this done. I just want to see if this is, in fact, I am positive this has been my issue all along. And the fact that it was working to begin with was just pure fluke. And I have been battling a losing battle trying to get it to work. So we'll see what goes on here. This I'm sure is going to work. You always keep your IPA spray bottle in reach. And my IPA is right beside me, actually. It's right to the left of me. Did I turn this back on? It's right to the left of me, but I'm fussy about what cloths I use on my glasses, because Kleenex, paper towel, even your own shirt, certain things can actually put micro scratches in your lenses. So that's one thing we want to be careful of, especially when you have expensive glasses like I'm wearing, and they're what I depend on to see with every day. Okay, and then we'll just tighten this one up. I gotta get a different camera for that one. I don't like the quality of this, but that's okay. It's going to do for now. Oh, bark away, dog. Okay, so there we have these magnets in here. And again, I want to make sure the polarity is all the same on these. So I double check these magnets again. So that one's got the right polarity there. That's the same polarity there. And that's the same polarity there. So these are all three same polarity. Okay, good. So we got this part done. Okay, and look at that. It's going to be going with my multicolor theme too. So what the heck? Okay, now the next new piece. So this piece was fine. This is going to take a magnet in the bottom here. I can put that in after. Now I need to ensure, again, magnetic polarity, because that's going to be attached to the probe like so. So let's throw a magnet on there to get the polarity correct. So that's got to go. So this side is up. And we're going to slide this guy in here. Those of you who have built a clicky probe, it's pretty simple actually once you've done one or two. And then we'll just put these little magnets in this little guide here. And this is a good little guide to put them in. It saves you driving yourself nuts from all your magnets falling all over the place, because working with these stronger magnets can be a challenge sometimes. So we'll put this one in here, and we will put a couple under there to hold that in place. And again, we'll just confirm the polarity on this one. So it's there. So that side is up. Put that one in place there. And we'll put some under there to hold that in place. So this little helper, you just put some more magnets in the bottom here, and it helps hold everything up here in place until we can put the next piece on. So let me see if this isn't a better, this might be a little better view right here too, just because it's much brighter than that upper camera. And I can zoom in a little more. There we go. There we go. We're okay here. So we got this part, which is inevitably going to be onto that. So now we need to take this part, which is where our little switch goes into. Yeah, it's a jig that it comes with it's with the clicky probe parts on the GitHub. Okay, so our probe, I happen to know, goes this way with the letters facing in. Okay, and then the probe, and this sits on top of this like so. Okay, with those magnets right there. Oh, I can already tell this is going to work. Now, the only thing I got to ensure is that the probe sits in tight, because basically the connections of the probe have to come in contact with the magnets in order to maintain the proper connection throughout. So we put these in here, and then we just tighten these on. And once I get these tightened on, I can take it out of this little holder. So when you're building a clicky probe, make sure you print the parts, measure your magnets, which I didn't do. I don't know why. I assumed they were 3mm magnets, and they weren't. They were 2.7. And yeah, it does make a fair bit of difference. So now that that's on, I can actually take this whole assembly off, and all these magnets on the bottom are going to fall out, and they can go back into their stack. So there we are. So we have these two up under here. We have there's one basically underneath here. That's the third magnet for attracting it to that. We got to put another magnet in the slot here. This is the one that holds it into the dock once it's docked. But let's just check this here now, and I should be able to just boom, just like that. So this is going to, when it picks it up, comes in contact just like that. And that I can see is making much better contact. So the way I check this is right now, because the switch is basically not activated, the switch is open, I can take my meter now and we do a continuity test. The CW2 is all fixed now. Yes, the CW2 is all fixed. It might have been a combination of things. There was a couple loose things in it, and let's see, what was the other issue I was having with that? I just took it apart, put it back together, fixed that little thingamajigger screw, and it seems to be working fine now. We'll test that again though. So we'll get our meter going. We'll check for continuity. Now, when I touch these, without this switch being activated, I should be able to touch these two magnets and get a signal. Okay, there we go. So we have continuity there. So now, that's a nice loud, I like that meter. I can really hear it. So now this is where I wasn't getting it before. So when I this is what's going to be on the hot end, and this is the actual switch. So when I connect those, when the hot end picks this up, Now I should be able to touch these two wires going up to the connector, and I should get continuity between these two wires, which I wasn't getting before. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. So there, we're touching the one wire, the one lead, and the other lead. We got continuity. And then when we hit the micro switch, it stops. There we go. So that was the issue all along. It was driving me nuts. It was like, why aren't the magnets coming in contact with each other? Well, I was using the wrong size parts for the size magnets I had. So there's this little piece, and there's different parts for these different probes. There's this little piece that I printed, and I don't know exactly. It's a cover of some sort, and I don't know exactly what it was for, but I don't believe I need it. Let's see. It doesn't really fit anywhere. So yeah, I think that I don't think I needed a piece. I think that was for another one of the configurations. So I don't think I really needed to print that piece. So there we go. Okay, let's pull this guy back out here, and we'll just turn this on yay of an angle. There we go. So yeah, so that's all fine now when this connects, and I'll bet you as well that I was having trouble picking the probe up, and again, it's because. And the main difference between the 2.5 and 3 millimeter magnetic parts is the thickness of the part here. Okay, it's the thickness of that and the thickness of this, which allow the magnets to come together in better contact with one another. And I'll bet you dollars to donuts that was why I couldn't pick the probe up either, because the magnets weren't coming in direct contact with each other, so they weren't allowing me to pick it up. And those times that they were picking it up, it was purely fluke. So the only other thing I need to do is stick a little magnet in the back here. And all I need to determine the polarity of that magnet. So that's simple enough to do. I just got to take a single magnet and pop it onto here. And so it goes this way. And so that just pops in this way so that when the probe is docked, it is magnetized in the dock, so that it sort of holds it in the dock so it can't vibrate loose. And I think I got that right. Let's just make sure. Yep, that's correct. Now this is all loose because I've been playing with it. So first thing I'll do before I fiddle with that is we got to put the hot end back together now. So let's get this reassembled. And I promise you we will start building the tap as soon as we see if this is going to work. And I think this is going to work. Hey, happy camper. Hello, how are you? Okay, so this is quick. I swear I can almost put this thing back together blindfolded now. I've taken it apart so many times. But not that I'm bragging, and that's not something I want to be bragging about, because I shouldn't have to take this apart so many times. But it is what it is. Okay, throw this back on. And that goes up as far as it'll go. Okay. Now, before I go further, well, I guess I don't have to, but I just find it I'll put this part on here. Let's just go ahead and attach this. Okay. And I'll secure that on, and then I'm going to line up the probe and make sure everything's still working. Now, I should be able to pick up the probe a whole lot easier with the proper parts printed on it. Sometimes you get so focused on trying to fix something and wondering what's wrong, you kind of miss the obvious, which is what I missed here by having the wrong parts printed. So, okay. So now I'm just going to go ahead and, before I build the rest of this, I'm just going to come through and make sure. Yeah, I got my probe way too low now. So we're just going to raise this up. I'll snug up one of these screws, and we'll just make sure that we're going to be able to pick up. I'm not worried about the position, because the position shouldn't have changed. And we're a bit too high. Okay, let's see. There we go. Pops it off, and when I come on, it picks the probe up. There we go. No problem picking the probe up now. Having the proper size printed pieces makes a world of difference. So I think I will snug it up into place here. This can always be adjusted. That's why I print the adjustable probe dock. So you can adjust the height of it and how far in and out it goes. Okay, so those are all tightened up. There we go. We'll just take the probe, throw it back on, and we'll just check it once more, make sure that it'll actually pick it up. And it does. It picks it up just fine now. Okay. Yay. That makes me happy. Okay. So we can start assembling this again. Okay, we got the probe put in. We can put the hot end back in now. Hard to catch my streams in Europe, yes. And I started a bit early tonight. I don't know why. I just felt like starting early tonight. Maria's not here. Ethan's over at his nephews, at his cousins, his cousins. So let's get the hot end back in here. Okay, we got that in. Stand up, I'll plug in the thermistor and the cartridge. Oh, I need my cheaters. These things, my fingers, I can't get my fingers around them. So I kind of cheat. Although it's not cheating if it's helping, right? It's called innovating. There we go. Those are plugged in. Okay. I should be good to close this cover. There we go. And I should be good to put the stealth burner cover back on. Like so. Like so. Well, that wasn't so bad. Didn't take too long. Okay, while I'm doing this, let me power it on. And we shall test to see if the probe is working, docking, and sensing itself. There we go, and one more screw. I still haven't fixed the LED problem. I've got to order a new breakout board, but we'll get that going. But right now, the LEDs weren't my concern, more so than the clicky probe. Okay, so we got that going. Use a small hemostat to hold your parts. A hemostat. What is a hemostat? I also have these things I got. These are actual, I forget what these are. Are these the good ones that I had? These were, I think these were the German-made ones I got. These are like little things that they use in surgeries to hold arteries and stuff together. This works good too for clamping different things down because it's got those little clamps on the handles there. I got a couple pairs of those. Back from my days when I used to be a surgeon. Nah, I wish. Okay, so let's go back to mainsail. Let's connect. There we are. We are connected. Let me get this Bowden tube kind of out of the way for now. And let's home it and make sure that everything's working. Same thing. Okay, I didn't know what they were called. Hemostat. Did not know. And let's home it. Make sure everything's working, and we'll try and pick up the probe. Then we'll make sure we're getting hot, and we'll even do a test print, and we can run a print while I'm building the tap. I've got all the parts for the tap. I got to put it together. I know I have to clean the linear rail for it. But what the heck? It's time to build a tap. Okay, we are homed. So keep an eye. We're going to go try and pick up that probe. Clicky probe. Ready? We're going to go attach probe. Probe is attached with no errors. Now we'll dock the probe. And we're going to pick it up once more. There we go, and we'll dock it. It works. I think that, I think the tap is going to go in the Trident. I think so. I've had, well, it was going to, because I was getting very frustrated and annoyed with the fact that my clicky wouldn't work. Little did I know it's my own fault the clicky probe wouldn't work. Printing the wrong parts. We fixed that. So let me heat up the hot end and let me get the bed going. Let's go. What do we have? We have ABS on there. So let's go ahead and heat the bed to 90, and we'll heat the hot end up 240. And we will put the filament back in, and we'll do a test print, make sure everything's good. And while we run the test print, we'll start building the tap. I just fixed clicky. Hey, Brendan, you got sidetracked and missed the opening. That's okay. We fixed clicky. I had printed the wrong size parts for clicky. You wouldn't think 0.3 millimeters would make a difference if you're dealing in 0.3 millimeters thickness in magnets, but it does. So I printed the parts for 3 millimeter magnets, and I only had 2.7 millimeter magnets. I don't know, something, no pun intended, something just clicked in my head and said, I better measure these magnets. I measured the magnets, and they were 2.7. So, because I knew it was an issue with magnets, I just wasn't sure why. But then it clicked. Quad gantry level. Oh yeah. Everything. When I start a test print, it does a quad gantry level automatically. That's all part of my startup G code. I will print. Let's see. What do I have in here that's already loaded in here in my G code files. Let's see what I can print. That's a PLA one. Z chain. No, let's just print an actual part. Let me go slice an actual part up. That's that one. This is the. Is this the? I want to make sure I'm on the right print profile here. Yeah, this is no, that's the 0.1 profile I'm on. And there's the Trident right there, I believe. No, that's the V2.4. I have three different. Slicer windows open here, so I just got to get the proper printer here. There it is, Trident 250. We'll discard all that. We're using ABS, and we will use a 0.2 for millimeter nozzles. There we go. Okay. Which printer are you going to put? Oh, yeah, we already talked about that. Yeah, I already answered that. I don't know. It's probably going to go on the Trident. Okay, I can take the filament out now. And we can load this again. I had unloaded it just to take the hot end off. There we go. And let's just feed it, make sure that everything's working. Just to make sure that my that the clockwork too is working fine, which it should be. So if I extrude, and there we go. Good. So everything is working the way it should now. We have filament coming out, as you can see right there. There we go. Okay. That's good. Let's cool down the nozzle a bit so we don't get seepage. 170. Just give it a quick clean here. I still need to put a nozzle wipe, whatever those things are called, a nozzle wiper in it so that the nozzle is clean before it does its probing. Especially if I'm putting because it needs a clean nozzle to Home Z. Especially if I'm going to put a tap on it, I definitely have to have a nozzle cleaner on it, because if you have any crap on your nozzle, you're going to get not good readings. So that was a sick puppy. It's finally working. So let's quickly find just something to print here. I'll just print a cube. I know it's boring. Actually, do I have a Benchy? I haven't printed a Benchy in a long time. Bowden hot end model proofs. You'd think I would have a Benchy STL on my desktop, wouldn't you? What do I have here? There's a Benchy right there. Let's go ahead and do that just for fun. And we're going to get rid of these parts, this part. I'll just quickly slice up a Benchy here. Yes. What the heck? No, hang on. No, and discard. And there we go. Okay, there we go. So we'll just quickly do a slice it up here quickly here. 3, 5, and 5. I don't know what Benchy standard's supposed to be, but I really don't care right now. 30% infill's fine. And let's make sure we have the right filament set. And we're going to be at 240, 90. Quickly slice it. And then we will go ahead and send it to the printer and upload and start print. There we go. Okay, let's let this print. Here we are. Okay. Let me just clean off some last second seepage here. And the only reason for that is when it homes Z, it's going to need the nozzle to be clean. And I guess when the tap goes on, it replaces the Z switch on the back and it replaces the clicky probe. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see. You plan to receive the printer when you have the money or receives a full kit as a gift. There you go. Print the E3D buggy. E3D buggy. I've not heard of that one. I should look into it. Okay, so meanwhile, let's pull out. First of all, let's open while this is doing its warm up and everything, and then we'll keep an eye on the probing. Let's open up the instructions over here for the clicky probe. Or for the tap, sorry. Duh. So we've already printed the tap parts. Now, Zexelter had sent this to me. He had printed the parts for me, but apparently there was a change in the parts. I don't know what the changes were, because when I compare the parts that I printed from the latest release, I don't see a heck of a difference. But obviously there's some difference. So maybe it was only certain parts that had to be reprinted, but I just reprinted everything just to be sure. My prints aren't as pretty as his, but they're functional. His top layers are much better than mine, but that's okay. It's still functional. It's still going to work. And then the other major part was this one, and I don't really see a lot of differences. But, and again, maybe it wasn't these parts that needed reprinting. Maybe it was just some small ones. But he did tell me to reprint the latest parts. So Okay, so but we have the hardware. You have the I think this is the actual switch, the optical switch. And we have the linear rail. Okay, here we go. We're starting, and then this is the magnets. And that's it for the hardware. And then we have the printed parts here. So let's see what this is going to do now. So here we go. We're going to do our quad gantry leveling. Or actually, it's called the, on this one, it's not quad gantry. It's a different one than quad gantry because we're only measuring 3 axes here. But the probe would fail on me partway through because it would lose its signal. So let's just make sure we're not going to fail here. We should be fine. Yeah, so far so good. And then we're going to we'll do our Z configuration, and then we will do our mesh. Okay, quad done. Or I forget what they call it. It's not quad gantry. It's the other one. Anyways. Come on, don't you dare fall. Precariously close to the edge of my desk you are. Oh, man. Okay, that should be good. Hopefully, is audio back? Hello? Testing. Are we back on audio? Back. Okay, good. I unplugged something by mistake. I've got to clean up some wiring back there, but good. So we're doing quad gantry, or we're doing bed mesh leveling right now, which it was failing on, and right about there it would fail. So we're good. It's not losing connection in the probe, so it should all be good. Okay. Oh, I can't use that one. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll just let this print start, and then we will. Actually, what I should do while this is doing this is I should quickly zip on my cover. I had this side cover off while I was fixing things because it was easier to get at the clicky probe. So fortunately, with these really quick clips, I can get this cover back on relatively quickly. Just like that. And I actually even have the top cover ready to put on. I haven't taken the paper off yet, but let's just see. There we go. Whoops. And 1, 2, 3. There. We have 3 sides and the top on. We just don't have doors yet. Hey, bag of chips. Okay. We are warming up. We're just going to make sure this print starts. Starts up okay. And I'm happy. Yes. All that grief for the wrong printed parts. Okay, here we go. Good, good, good. Okay. Let's give you a bird's eye view. Actually, this printer is precariously close to the edge of the table. There we go. Let's just, you guys can show you guys what we're doing here. There we go. And unfortunately, my nozzle LEDs are not working yet. So, but there we go. Okay, we have a printer printing. Good. Oh, finally. It's been like, I've been struggling with between that and the extruder and blah, blah, blah. It's been like 2 weeks I've been struggling to get this thing going. So fortunately, I grew a brain today. There we go. First layer of that benchy looks beautiful. I can turn these lights up a little bit, and then we'll get on to the clicky probe. Let's go here. Let's turn the lights on a bit. Ah, there we go. Much brighter. Let me check something really quick over here. Okay, cool. Okay, we'll let this benchy print. We'll check back on it once in a while, make sure everything's good on it. And she's going pretty quick, doing good. Okay, so this is what we are going to be looking at. So we have the document open here for the tap, Voron tap. Like all those signatures they've got in it there. Everybody that worked on the project, obviously. So we've got the printed parts. And here's an assembly manual. We need we need to write an assembly manual? Yeah. This is all you need to see, really, but just in case, read through this document carefully. Yeah. Okay. This explains what tap is, explains what we're doing. Okay. Required a clockwork 2-style mounted extruder, which we have. Bed mount must be secure, which it is. We are in good mechanical condition because it's new. And then it talks about how it works. We've all read about how this thing works. So the tap replaces the X carriage. So first thing we're going to do is build the tap before we worry about that. So we're going to assemble the sensor, wired sensor option only. And I believe we have a wired sensor option on this. So let's go ahead and see the parts that we've been given on this. So our sensor in here, I believe. And I may have to do some wiring. Yeah, I'm not sure. This is my first time opening these bags. So this is our sensor. It's an optical sensor. There we go. And looks like we may have to do some wiring on here. So 5 volt. Okay. Anybody watching? Has anybody built a tap yet? I'm just curious. If I run into a question or two, I'm going to be reaching out and asking. And then on here, let's see what we have as far as hardware goes. It was so nice of him to send me all of this. I mean, Zixelter, if you're on there, or when you do come on, thank you very much. So we have some shoes. This is from, it's a kit from West 3D. I assume that's somewhere near where he is, handy. So we have some M3s, a bunch of hardware. We have some nuts. We have some more M3s, some more M3s. some washers. We have some brass heat insets, some more hardware, more hard. So basically a whole bunch of screws and some brass heat insets, a sensor, an optical sensor, and a magnet, some magnets. I believe there's there's 3 magnets in here. Okay, we'll put them there, and a linear rail. So let's just have a look and see what we got to do first. It looks like, yeah, it looks like I'm going to need a resistor of some sort in here. Oh, this will be interesting to see how this gets wired up. I may not, I'll look at the wiring. Okay, print these 4 parts. Okay. I have printed these parts. Print 1 upper. So use tap upper wired R1 STL for a wired sensor. Notice the wiring channel in blue. Use the tap upper D2HW R1 STL if you use the mechanical switch. So we're not using the mechanical switch. Now in his kit that he sent me, he has given me the part for the non-wired sensor. Anyways, we'll get to that. Oh, the PCB is already done. You don't need the electronic components. Oh, okay. Ah, okay. Hey, Golden Jaguar. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so I'm just going to keep reading through here. That's why they say to read all the instructions first. Okay, there's a bill of materials. I'm not going to go through that. We should have everything we need in this kit. Okay, and then the tools we need. I've got these 2 tools printed that they're talking about here. I've got super glue. So we have to clean the carriage. So carefully clean the carriage. Do this over a bowler container just in case the balls drop out. If some do, don't panic. They can be pushed back in, and the balls back, and just add the balls back in the middle of the carriage. Fair enough. Fit the tool over the bearing. Okay, so let's go ahead. Boom. Let's go ahead and get. I've got a dish I use actually for cleaning rails. I'm going to go grab it. And I have a dish, and I have some alcohol. It's a big dish for one little rail, but that's okay. So first thing I'm going to do is clean this. They don't talk about cleaning it here, but I prefer to clean it. Oh, I get it. Okay. That cutting tool, I think, is only for if you're cutting your rail. Is that? Yeah, okay. I don't think I need to cut the rail. I believe this rail is already cut to the right size. So, because I think the next steps talk about actually cutting your rail, and that's what this little guide that I printed was for. So I don't need that because the rail has already been cut for me. Okay. But we still need to, that said, we still need to clean the linear rail. So let's go ahead and clean the linear rail since we're at it. I believe I have the 5-volt PCB. I'll measure the rail. The rail is now, I shouldn't assume things. You're right. The rail is going to be how big is the actual rail here? Well, let me open the rail up here. We got to clean it anyways. We got to clean it and pack it, grease it anyways. Got to be careful. There's no stops on this to make sure it doesn't come out. So I got to be really careful with it. And I'm guaranteed it's the right size because if you take this little measuring tool they gave you, it is definitely cut to the actual size. So if you look at the little measuring device they give you, whoops, it is actually the right size rail. It came in a kit, so I would hope it would be the right size. Okay. Yeah, we'll check. Okay. Put that down. Let's get our handy dandy calipers out of here. And it is 50 millimeters on the nose, which I believe is the correct size. 50 millimeters. They don't really say. Do they say back here in the bill of materials? Let's just see. 50 millimeter MGN9 rail. Yep. So we are 50 millimeters. We are good. I don't need to dish this big. What do I have that I can put some isopropyl in? Actually, I'll use a little bit of this. I'll put some alcohol in here. I don't need much because that's a small rail. And let's just carefully pull this apart. No balls coming out. There we go. We'll bring these down to the corner, and we're going to let these, we're going to get some isopropyl we'll soak through here just to clean them. I don't know if these were properly cleaned or greased before, but we're just gonna do our due diligence anyways and get these things cleaned. So yeah, it's 50 right on the nose. So these are obviously made well. Yeah, as long as I have hook up to 5 volts. The PCB I have on there, yeah, I'll check the probe. I'm sure the clicky probe is using what, 5 volts. Anyways, we're not going to be hooking it up to the printer actually right away. We're going to get this built. We're just going to swish this around, get it in amongst the parts. I need to get my rags. West 3D is great. Okay, cool. I've not heard of them before, so. Okay. So we're soaking these parts. This one's probably, these are probably fine now. These felt pretty greased up, but again, we'll do them properly. Okay, let me get rid of this. There we go. Okay, cool. LDO boards are 24 volt for the probe. Okay, so then maybe I'm going to have to wire these things up or wire this up and run a wire for it. We'll see. We'll do whatever we have to do. Oh, that's what this little piece was for. This piece was a temporary insert for when this comes out so that you don't spill the balls. Well, I'm very careful when it comes to handling my balls, so I think we're okay. Okay, we'll just get this back, dry this off. You've seen it says 5 volts only on my PCB. Yeah, we'll see what goes on. We'll figure it out when the time comes. This actually has a couple little holes in the end for injecting lube as well. And I do have a lube syringe, but I'm going to go ahead and just lube the balls as they are right now too. Let me go grab my lube. My lubes. My dedicated lubrication bin. Never have too much lube. Okay, so this one, I'll just use this. This is my syringe for lubing bearings. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Okay. So far the balls are cooperating. Yeah, this won't quite fit. Oh, that might fit into the end there. I can probably inject some lube in either end here. I'm sure that's what these are for. Okay. Let's get this back on. Okay, there we go. Nothing worse than sticky balls. No, this is pretty good. Okay, yeah, that is nice and smooth now. There we go. The grease is starting to work its way in. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Put this away. That's a good little kit. I'm trying to remember. I think I got this off. I think I got that off Sparta. This little bearing lube kit. Mobile EP2 Sidekick bearing grease. I don't remember where I got that, but it's kind of handy. Okay. Oh, I put the lid right under it. There we go. The ones they gave you didn't have working grease ports. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, these have obviously the working grease ports in there, but yeah, that is pretty good. There's no hesitation, no resistance at all there now. So we're good on this. And I didn't even lose a ball. Okay, so just to keep this until we get to this point for now, because I know me. I know me all too well. I am going to secure these just with a couple zip ties. There we go. Just so I can't accidentally knock that out of there. I'm just throwing a couple zip ties on there so I can put that aside. If I drop it, which I have a tendency to do, or anything like that, we should be okay. It shouldn't fall apart. Okay. Moving along. I was wondering about this. Okay, so remove the indicated supports and discard them. Okay, so I was wondering if those were supports. So let's see that page. So we've removed. Okay, so on this piece right here. So that's this piece right here. So that is a support. Okay. Ah, there we go. And that one. Those are really well built in, these supports. And then they also had a support, which I've already removed on this piece. I removed the middle support, the support that was along the middle here. And then on this piece, Which one am I using? I've kept two of these, but yeah, I've already removed the supports that were along here as well. There's two different kinds here. Anyways, we'll figure out which one we need depending as we go. Actually, there's three kinds, and then there was this one, which said it's for the wired version. So, but we got to figure out what I need for the LDO. So, and then of course on these guys right here, where are those little ones here? Did I print these? Were there supports on here? I didn't see supports on these ones when I printed them. So these are the ones I printed right here. And I didn't see, unless they fell out on the build plate because they were in there so loose, but yeah, I didn't see any supports in there. So I think because they bridged pretty good, so I don't know whether they changed that part. Anyways, there was no supports on that one. Magnet press. Okay, so this is there's no supports. Those are magnets. Duh. Okay, so place the magnets on a flat surface. Polarity doesn't matter. Place a drop of glue on top of the magnet. Place the magnet holder on the magnet using a short, strong flat tool. Simply press the holder down over the magnet. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they look like supports. I just read the second page. They were blue, and I assumed I was still on the support page, but that's okay. Okay. That's just me being me. Me not reading, like it's typical for me. Okay, so there's the three magnets we got right here. Let me grab my super glue. Here's my glue. I have an activating spray, but I don't think I'll need that for this. Okay, so place the magnet on a flat surface. Polarity doesn't matter. Interesting. And man, these are strong. Either that or I'm weak. I have a hard time getting these things apart. Richard McLean from Las Vegas. Hello, how are you? Thank you for popping in. Okay, there's one. Let's place them down. If I can get these last two apart. There we go. And two, polarity doesn't matter. Interesting. Okay. So place a drop of glue on top of the magnet. Okay. Okay. We'll do one at a time. Drop of glue. Grab one of the magnet thingamadubers, and then using the strong flat tool. Alternatively, you can use channel lock pliers or vice for this. Okay, well, let's go ahead. Make sure I get the right hole. That is the right hole there. Yeah, that's the round hole. Okay, so we're on the right side. Okay. Okay, and let's grab my channel lock pliers right here, and we will ensure that that is in there tight without breaking the piece and without sticking it to my fingers. There we go. That magnet is in there and the piece is whole. Okay, there's one. And polarity doesn't matter, huh? Interesting. You only need two magnets? Oh, okay. Wonder why they gave me three. They gave me a spare. There we go. Okay. Another drop of glue. Okay, there we go. They're talking about how the seats have been maximized for better holding power. Okay, second one going in. Okay, second one going in. It does not want to. Hang on a minute here. There we go. And we'll squeeze it in. And that is all the way in. There we go. Okay, so the second magnet's in. And the first magnet's in. Okay. Oh, and they actually resist each other. Hopefully, it said polarity doesn't matter, so hopefully polarity really doesn't matter. Okay, there's our two magnets. Look at that. Come closer to me. No, you come to me. No. Get away from me. Oh. It's like me when I was a teenager and I'd approach a girl to ask her out. I'd be like, no. Oh, there we go. See? Forget it. Because you're not using magnets to magnet attract, but magnet steel to screw attraction. Magnet to steel screw attraction. Oh, I get it. Okay. Interesting. I'm not used to using magnets to not attract. Okay. Hey, Collie 5, non-fam. Tap install from some Canadian that I posted Saturday. That would have been Maple Leaf Makers, probably. They're going to be face metal screws. Steel. You'll get it right eventually, Golden Jaguar. Okay, next page. Oh, we get to do some heat insets, do we? Okay. I want to know which piece I need for this, though. I'm of the heat insets. Looks like we got a bunch of heat insetting to do here. So, and then, yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get my heat inset. I don't have my heat inset press made up yet. Again, new. Where is my little heat inset iron? I need to make myself a heat inset press. Vector 3D, I believe, is the one. I like his heat inset press. Somewhere here. Well, where the heck? Oh, man, where did I put that? Only one fits the PCB. Okay. It's probably the one that Excelter sent me because he knew exactly what printer I have. But I need to find my my iron. Where did I put that little... hang on a second, folks. I put it somewhere where I wouldn't forget where I put it. Isn't that always the case? Huh. There we go. Found it. Found what I was looking for. With that tool, you always know where the iron and tips. We got it. Okay, and do I have a free plug here? There we go. Don't want to unplug the Voron. That benchy's looking interesting, to say the least. Here's the benchy going along. I think I need to think I need to rerun my image shaping on that and stuff, because I've done a lot of work on the tool head. So it's been taken apart so many times. Okay, we'll let this heat up. We have our heat insets here. We also have a bundle of them over here. There we go. Well. These all the same size? These are all going to be M3 heat insets. So these will all be the same size here. Add them to the collection. So I'm going to go with the one that Zexelter had added in his kit. He knew the kind of printer I have, and that's the one that looks like this. So we're going to go with this one. And if it's wrong, worst case scenario is it's wrong, but I don't think it's wrong. I think it's right. My press, it's down here. Let's see. Did I take it apart? It's just, oh no, I didn't take it apart. I'm missing, it's just bulky. It's just very bulky. I don't like that it's so big. And what did I do with the screws that hold it together? I wonder if I need the screws. Let's just see. Or if I can get away with, let's just see. Maybe I can use this and say, the heck with the screws. I'll take this off. Slide that up. You know, I can probably use this. Let's get this little knob back in. All the way up, all the way down. Oh, this might still work. Let's try it. Yeah, if I got it, let's use it. Keeps them straight. Let's just see. Can drive the heat set all the way through the part with this. Yeah, no kidding, right? Okay, well, let's try it. Okay, so we got this part here. We're going to put one in here and one in here. Yeah, it's a bit overkill. Here we go. Actually, hang on. Did I get this other camera lined up? Let's see if I can get you guys in closer with this camera. Here's my control. There we are. Now, can I zoom in any on this? Oh, I can. I can zoom right in on this one. Look at that. And then there we go. Okay, yeah, let's fiddle around with this one for a bit. But at the same time, hold on. Hold the fort for a second here. Oh, that's an even better view. Look at that. You can see me burn my fingers on this one. Oh, I turned the iron off when I put it in the heat press here. Inadvertently turned the iron off. Well, I must have the right sensor mount. Okay, and I'll tell you what I'm going from, Ryan Thorpe. Zexelter sent me the pieces for this. And he knows the kind of printer I was putting it on. Now, and let's put it, hang on, let me just double check. You're making me question myself now. There was it came with 3 options. Okay, we came with this one, with the one that I've got on here. Let me dump those heat insets out for a second. Came with this one, and with this one. So we came with 3 different types. I could get them all prepped. Now, I want to find out what the difference is. see page 14. Okay, let me go to page 14. Okay, print these 4 parts. Okay, PCB-based sensor. Yeah, use the tap PCB R1 STL if you use a PCB-based sensor. And we are using a PCB-based sensor. So that is going to be this part right here. Yes, this one. Wired sensor and D2HW, yeah. So we're using the PCB-based sensor for sure because we have a PCB on that hot end. So it's got to, this has got to be the right piece. That's got to be the right one. It has to be. The PCB only fits one, so it's going to be this one. And then you said to read the instructions carefully because some of the heat insets go below the surface. So we'll read these ones. This one here for this part, the design relies on heat insets. Make sure you have the proper inserts. If you've never worked with heat inserts before, we recommend you watch the link guide. I've put a few of them in. Okay. So this one, tap upper D2W has one more insert, which we're not using. Okay, we're using this one right here. So here's where I'm looking right here. So this is the piece we're working on right here. This one we're inserting from the back. Okay. So there's 10 heat insets going in altogether. There's 4, 6, 8, and there's 2 is 10, and a nut in here. Now, some of these inserts might seem backwards to you. Just trust this. This is the way. Pay attention that you don't push them in too far. The inserts should sit flush with the surface they are embedded in. Okay. So we want these to sit flush. Okay, hang on. Let's just go back and see what you guys are saying here. I want to read this carefully. So the tap sensor is PCB. Okay. Need to use the PCB. Oh man, you're getting warm, aren't you, soldering iron? It's for the PCB optical sensor. But DeWitt showed us the 5-volt PCB sensor. Interesting. So, page 14, PCB-based sensor. Mechanical switched. I'm using an optical sensor. So the sensor I'm using looks just like this. Here we go. This is the sensor. So am I not going to have to wire this sensor up? This is the optical sensor. So I'm not using a PCB-based sensor then. I'm using a wired sensor. This is optical. Yes, this is optical for sure. Optical sensor on a PCB. Okay, this is optical sensor on a PCB, but I'm still going to have to. So it's the PCB-based sensor that I want. It is the PCB-based sensor part that I'm going to use because this is going to go on something like this versus the wired one. You need to solder wires to it. Yeah, but this is the correct. I'll have to solder wires to it, but this is the correct one versus going with the other one, what they say with the wiring, which is Yeah, no, this is a PCB. So this is definitely the correct piece that I'm getting ready to prep here, is this one right here, because it fits this perfectly. And yeah, we have to wire it up because we have to plug it into the other board. So okay, so we'll go with this one. Other way. Okay, it goes the other way, but still. Either way, it's the right piece that I'm using. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. I have lots of heat insets, and I'm known for doing things wrong on this channel. That's why people watch me, to see when and where I'm going to screw up. Okay, so let's just go ahead and let's get these in. I want to keep it flush with the surface, which is good there. So that one is nice and flush. Maybe it's not super flush. No, I can probably go in a little further with that. It's funny, when you look at stuff on camera, you can see it a little bit more clearly. I'll go in a little further with this one. Oh, that's hot. They get hot, so yeah. Okay, those are good. So then now we need to put in, I got to get to the proper page here. Okay, so we need the two in the back right here. Pretty obvious where they go because they'll only fit in certain spots. So this one, okay, we drop that down the hole. You have to make sure the optical sensor goes in the part. Okay, hang on, I'll check that in a second. Okay, there's that one. And that one. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. The optical sensor is going to go, like that. That's what you mean by backwards. So the optical sensor is going to go in there. Aha. So yeah, that is fitting. Definitely fits in there. Not that way, but it's going to fit. Yeah, that's hot. Stop it. You're hot. That's going to fit that way. Whereas the other pieces were definitely not fitting. Let's see, we might fit you in here. Let's see. No, you're not fitting in here. No. This piece right here is the way it goes. So that's going to probably sit in there, something like that. That looks about right. Yes. And you people are saying he gets it. He's not a total idiot. He gets it. Okay, so that piece has got heat insets in there. That is very hot. Note to self. Okay, now we need, we're on this piece right here. Okay, so this one, now these, note the way they go in. So these are going in, so we need one to go in here. Okay, and then we're going to need another one on this side to go in this way. Come on, get in there. Okay, so these two. Okay, about there. I got to admit, this is easier than doing them by hand. About there. Okay, those look pretty flush with the plastic. Okay, so those two. So we'll leave those two for now. Then we take this part and we have one in the hole here, one in the hole here, one there. Mistakes guaranteed. You got this. But yeah, hey, that's a good byline for my channel, poor boy. Mistakes guaranteed. Because I do make a lot of mistakes. I'm guilty of not reading manuals perfectly. I do make a lot of mistakes, but I eventually get it right. I like that as a tagline for my channel, though. I might have to use that. Okay, and I don't want to go too deep on these. There we go. I think those are about right. So we got those two. Then we got a nut that goes in here. M3 hex nut. Okay. Then we got another little couple heat insets to do. So an M3 hex nut. Now is that gonna? That probably wants to be helped in there a little bit. So let's just see if I can't use my channel pliers just to help set that in there without breaking anything. There we go. That worked. Being very careful. Okay, there we go. So we have the nut in there. Nice and secure. Now, the fun part. Where'd I put them? They were here. My little round pieces. There they are with the magnets in them right here. So we need to put a heat inset on the sides of these. Oh, this is guaranteed to be a burner. People get those screen captures ready. This is a tiny piece with a stupid hot soldering iron coming towards my fingers. One. Whew. Survived the one. Okay, here comes the second one. Yes, you do. I learned, and believe me, Drop Dead Frederick, I've learned a lot. Okay. Oh, come on, Jose. Pliers. Where's the risk in that? Where's the risk in that? And there's the second one. Good. Okay, we got those ones in. Whew, okay, now, before I go ahead and turn this off, is there more heat insets to come? Inserting hex nuts. This can be done, helped by using longer screw, which I know we've done it that way before. Correctly inserted. There is one cone-shaped access hole to allow you to insert these heat insets to the correct depth. Pretty sure I got them into the correct depth. I mean, why don't they tell me that on the page before I actually put them in? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Bruce is famous for the instructions for pulling those nuts into place. And that nut went into place just fine. And the correct depths and the correct depths. I'm pretty sure I'm at the correct depth for those things because, yeah, I didn't melt any plastic around them. If anything, that one could go in just a hair more. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's make sure. Okay, looks like we're done with the heat insets for now. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to pop this off. we're going to zoom this out. Let's put this back over here. There we go. Okay, let's unplug this. Get rid of this for now. Somewhere safe out of my reach. There we go. Okay. Whew. Yeah, you don't feel exactly PZ, dude. I have more nozzle burns on these fingers than I care to speak of. I mean, what the heck, right? Who doesn't go reach up and pull filament off a hot nozzle? Okay. Next steps. M3 by 20 socket head cap screws. So here we go. M3 by 20. Right here, socket head cap screws. Okay, Jose, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I know it's late where you are and you got to work. So listen, I always appreciate you coming in. Thank you so much. All you European guys that watch me, man, I know it's late for you. Okay. So we take this piece here and we take this piece here. Is that kind of like, let's see. So the side view looks like, oh, okay, I got this the other way around. No. No. This way around, maybe. Woohoo. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. So hang on, we got, this looks like that right there. And that comes through and sits right like that. Oh, so these things just self-tap into here then. Oh, no, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. I see where they're going. Oh, wrong size. Hey, Zexelter, you'd love to join me live. Do you want to pop on? I can send you a link. You'd love to join me live to set me straight on what I'm doing wrong? Are you speaking like right now? I think I got these parts right. Okay. Yep, we're hitting the heat insets. And Zexelter, thank you for this kit. Okay. So far, so good. Are you going to roast me? Okay. These pieces are in. So this is in together, like so. Okay, so we have this piece. Basically, we're looking, that's what we're doing here. So we did the top left one there. I think we're snug enough here. Again, we don't want to crack pieces because we are screwing into plastic after all. Okay, now the next one shows 2.5 millimeter M2. Let's see, we have this one coming up here, and we're going to screw in up here two M3 by 16s. Leave room for the tool head. The M3 by 16s thread into the plastic directly, don't tighten fully. Leave approximately 2.5 millimeters for the tool head to mate with them. Oh, I see. Okay, I see where this is going. M3 by 16s. Make sure they're under flush with the part I was screwing. So in other words, so they don't. Got to cook for your wife. She just, oh man, okay. No, you go ahead and cook. Okay, so in other words, what you're saying there, Dave, is make sure that they are not sticking up above this. Okay, so I got to go a little snugger. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm not cracking because I'm actually screwing into a heat inset. Okay, yeah, because that's where the tool head's got to sit flush on here. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're good there. That is nice and snug, I'll tell you that. Okay, then we're going to use the two M3 by 20s, and these are the ones where the tool head clips into. I know exactly what this part's doing, or the M3 by 16s here. So we're leaving about 2.5 millimeters for the tool head to mate. Here's our benchy. Our benchy's coming along. I'm glad to see that thing working. Okay, so we'll get these going. Unclicky tap if you can ever get your printing your parts. That's what I'm guilty of too, is I have so many printers sitting here, but I get so tied up with other things I don't click print the parts. Make sure I have no messages here. 10 notifications. Well, I think I'm okay. I got to go pick up little guy at about 7 o'clock. So let me just grab a quick measurement, 2.5 millimeters, just to be sure. Oh, we got a little ways to go yet. We got a little ways to go yet. Hey, Matt. See you later, Matt. Thanks for being here. If you have a tool head hanging around, place the back of the hot end holder up in those screws. Now you see how much to keep it left out. Yeah, I don't have a spare tool head hanging around. I guess I could pop the one off of the 2.4. There's 3 millimeters, because I always find that it's a little different. It's a little different than they say in the instructions. But anyways, we'll leave it. I'd rather have it be a little big because I can always adjust it. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. So we've got that much sticking out right there. That's not going to focus just because it's being stubborn, but that's what we got sticking out right there, which based on what I put this thing, taken it apart and put it together so many times lately, I think that's going to be okay right there. If not, that may be a little tight. Although it is only, it is 2.65 millimeters. Yeah. Okay, so we got that part done. Okay, and it warns me, yeah, leaving the right amount out, which is fine. We've got, yeah, we're good. Okay, optical sensor screws into the plastic, be gentle. Okay, so the optical sensor screws in, and we're using a PCB board. Okay, note that the OP991P or the OP911L wired sensors would only have one M38 here, while the wired and the PCB base to have two M38 screws. Okay, so this one, the optical sensor comes in here, and this goes up this way, and this gets screwed in this way. Okay. You just don't want the tool head mount to be floppy. No, exactly. I swear I just heard somebody upstairs, and there should not be anybody upstairs. Unless that's the dog. M38. I'm going to grab these M38s, and I'm going to take a quick run upstairs. Okay, give me 1 second. I just want to make sure. I just heard a noise that was almost too loud for the dog. Going to want to solder wires before mounting, for sure. Oh, solder the wires on this before mounting it in. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to do some wire soldering then. Anyways, let me just go check on that noise. I'll be right back. Wish me luck. Okay. We are safe and secure. I don't know what the noise was, but all the doors are locked. Dog was just lying on the couch. Okay. Let me see what I need to do for these wires. Now, do I need to do them? Do I need to do the wiring right now, or can I continue this and then wire that up and then put it in? Looks like I can. I'll move on, then we'll come back to wiring this, and we'll see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because these kind of stick right up. Now, yeah, it's probably easier to wire before I put it on here. That way I don't have to. Yeah, okay. 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 So let's just see. Points for neatness. Voron takes wiring seriously, and you should too. Use a zip tie to secure the wires to the upper. Yeah, okay. We're not using that mount. Fair enough. And then on this one, okay. And that's the D2H switch, and that's the optical PCB option. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move on, and we'll come back and do the wiring. I didn't get any wiring stuff prepped right now, but we will come back and do the wiring. Looks like I can do a couple things, come back and put the wiring on this. In the back, oh, I want to read this fun fact. What's this fun fact say? This part has thin voids inside in blue. When the part is sliced, these produce internal ribs which strengthen the part. If your slicer closes these up, recheck your slicer settings for hole size compensation. Define slicer profiles available. Okay. Oh, really interesting. Which part is that it's talking about? And how do I see if those pieces are closed up? We're talking about this part. Oh, I see there. Although I don't see what they're talking about. I want to see. Huh. I can't really see what they're talking about. It's not critical. You can't find those sensors nowhere. Oh, so it's like gold, right? Okay. Okay, let's go on to here, and it says M3 by 6 flatheads. We'll get back to the soldering. M3 by 6. We'll get back to the soldering, time allowing. The holes are designed at an angle. Go slowly, tighten the flatheads until they are flush, but do not over tighten. Okay. These are probably what the magnets are going to stick to. Is that right? Let's just see. Yeah, those are what the magnets are going to stick to. Okay. Oh, I need a tiny, tiny, tiny thing for this. Where is my 1.5 millimeter hex key? Can only see the ribs when slicing. Oh, okay. Well, we're beyond that. Okay. Oh no, that's this one right here. This is the one. So these are the ones that are going to go in on an angle. And we're going to make sure they go straight the way they're intended to. Okay. Tighten until they are flush, but do not over tighten. Okay. Okay. Flush. Okay, we are flush. And here's the other one. Oh, I didn't switch the camera back. My sincerest apologies. There we go. And we are flush. The right angle. Here we go. Okay, flush and flush. Now, when they say flush, that. Okay, and this one. Okay, I think we're good there. I'm just guessing, but somehow I think these magnets come into play with this. And that's what holds the whole unit down when it's in place printing. Anyways, I digress. Okay, and then we say, what are these parts for? When you install the tool head, the bottom of the tool head should rest on these screw heads. Okay, two M3 by 6 button heads. M3 by 6 button heads right here. 2 of these. Okay. Our benchy's finished. Oh man, that's ugly. Oh, talk about lack of cooling. Look at the top of this. We'll look at it later. We'll look at the top of that benchy. Whew, that's ugly. Hang on. We're missing some cooling up here. Or something. Anyways. It's okay. That can all be tuned. Okay, so in this one, these are going in the back. And now we don't talk about how far these go in, so we've got to assume, unless I look at a picture up here, no, we've got to assume these are going to go in all the way. And these are for the bottom of the tool head, should rest on these screw heads. Okay, so it's just the screw heads we want sticking out. Okay. So these go in the bottom, and these are, again, tapping into plastic. Just like so. Did I not? Yeah, I did take 2 of them out. And and on this one. Oh, I know why that had a cooling issue, because I had cooling turned off for ABS and there was no cooling on that benchy stack. So no wonder it had a cooling issue. Okay, these two are done. So this piece is finished based on this section right here. Okay. Next, we take, and then we've still got to screw the sensor in there, but we'll do that after we do some wiring. Okay. This guy goes here. Now, 3 dots left, 1 dot right. The magnet holders are marked with dots. The left has 2 dots, the right has 1 dot. 2 dots left, 1 dot right. Okay, so let's see. 2 dots is on the left. And that goes in so that the threads are going to be, so that the heat inset is going to be out. Let's see, this is going in. All the magnets are coming out this way. And this is coming out this way. Is that right? Oh, that way. Interesting. Okay, there we go. So that one's in. Okay. And then the other one, 1 dot to the right. And then we have 1 dot. And that's the right-hand side. And that's going to go in like that. Oh, that's tight. Hang on. Okay, that's a bit tight. I'm going to grab that out. I wonder if that heat inset. Okay, is that heat inset not in far enough? Yeah, it's fine. It's just a snug fit. Okay. Let me check and see how clean we are in here. Let me try one of these. Let me see his pieces here. Oh, one of them doesn't go in as far as the other? Oh, maybe that's why. I was thinking it was okay. Snug them in with the magnet holders as far back as they will go. They will adjust them later. Okay. Because it feels a bit like it's not going in as far as the other. There we go. Okay, it went in now. Okay. But I'm guessing that somehow this has something to do with those screws there. Look at that. See? And that's what triggers the optical sensor, that thing right there. Okay. Heat sets are facing towards the center of the part. Yes, they are. Yep. It's the only way they would fit in. Okay. You could say there's only one way they fit in, but we wouldn't want to underestimate you. You don't want to underestimate me. No. Okay, now we get to do the linear rail doomer thingy. Okay, so we got to take this. Okay. don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Okay, we don't need to put that part on yet. So we're going to put in, let's get these out of here. They serve their purpose. I didn't spill the balls. I'm going to pop this rail off. We'll put this holder in place like it was intended to be. There we go, to hold the balls in. Okay, that can be set aside. So we're dealing with this guy now. We're going to use M36, M3. Okay, heat sets used as standoffs. Oh, okay. This heat set is used as a standoff. Here's what I'm reading right here. Threaded into the M312 is shown before using the M312 to secure the rail to the center. When tightened, the M312 head will still be above the rail surface and act as a carriage stop. Okay. So we need a 6, an 8, and a 12. Okay. And these are socket heads. There's an 8. Ah, this is the best. Zixelter's busy. I'll learn. This'll go. I know it drives you nuts seeing me struggle, but hey, you know what? There's a 6. Yeah, I'm noticing the different sizes. 6 is top, 8 is middle, 12 is bottom with a heat set as a standoff. And then a 12. Here we go. But at this point, you're going to mount the tap to the MGX12 on your X rail. Huh? Am I? He said he's ready. Oh, did you say he's ready? Oh, okay. Just to make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay, hang on. I'm going to give him and him alone. Well, anybody else can probably come on, but I'm only going to allow him in. So just to save some time. Okay, and paste. So Zixelter only. Go ahead and go to this link and pop on. And pop on in. Before I do something too drastic. Like mount this like I'm not supposed to. You want to mount the rail of the MGN9 to your piece first, and then mount that to the X rail before adding the back on the MGN9 rail carriage plate. Okay, they don't make that obvious, do they? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. That means I'm going to have to get to the point where I decide which printer this is going to go on. Uh-huh. I'm kind of seeing how this is all working now. Because this is where the belts are going to come in as well. Yeah, that makes sense. This is where the belts will come in. Okay. Yeah, and then they talk about it in the next step, kind of here. X-axis switch, Trident style. So we're going to have to get the X-axis switch in here. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Yeah, I see. That is an ugly benchy. Did I notice what was moving? Okay, so obviously we're going to stand by. Yeah, I'm using a different XYN stop. My XYN stop are built into the different piece. I don't think I have to worry about putting an X stop in here. And I don't think I need to worry about the Hall effect because I'm using the XYN stop, the LDO version. Okay. And we're going to want to do some wiring here before we move on too much further as well. So this is the point where we have to have the hot end of the printer disassembled, the belts off, and ready for this to go on. Okay. That kind of makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's okay, Zixelter. No rush. No worries. No rush. I think I'm at the point where I got to do the electronics anyways before I go further because I think I see what Dave was saying here about yeah, that's got to be mounted to the X carriage now. But this rail can still go on though, can it not? At this point, because then we can still mount to the X carriage. This part can go on, I believe, and then it looks like we can still mount to the X carriage through these, and then the wiring. When we run the wiring, because that's going to go on afterwards. So this is going to come on here. This guy is going to come kind of in through here. And then our wiring from this is going to run down along the side, through down this side, through here. And I don't have to worry about end stops. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna guess that I can put these on while I'm waiting for Zixelter to pop on. I've got another hour. I've got to go pick up Ethan at 7. Oh, helps if I use the right part. Okay. Heat soaks. Ah. Oops. Go back to this page. Come on. There we are. So the top one is an M36. That nut might not be set in all the way because it's not reaching it. Let me set that nut in. Oops. Aha, there we go. There we go. M38 in here. And the 12 with the spacer, or the standoff, in here. Like so. Good piece of, there we go. Okay. So we have that looks like that. And that looks pretty good. Okay, that's where we have to pause. Let me just make sure this is in here right. There we go. Okay. Okie doke. Okay, I think we got that right. So I'm going to start looking at the, well, this is really kind of cool, the way this is all going together. I see where that, okay. That's pretty cool. I mean, whoever designed this, I mean, that's a lot of angles and functions and all kinds of. Did I grease the carriage? Yes, I did. One of the first things I did, I cleaned it and greased it. We cleaned it with isopropyl and we greased it all up. Okay. So if I go back, let's just go back near the beginning here. I just want to see the wiring right there. Wired sensor option only. Looks like we have, why can I not get a top view of that? No, I don't. Here's the sensor. We have 5 wires, 1, 2, 3. Black, red, green, 2 blacks, red, green, white. No, that's not it. No, okay. Where are we looking? Where's the wiring diagram for this sensor? There is no wiring diagram for this sensor then. Da, 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 da. God, I hope my belts are long enough. That's not what I'm looking at. Just like an induction probe. 3 wires, voltage plus, signal ground. Okay, well, we have a 5 volt. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I see where you're looking here. I'm looking at the pins that are coming in here, but all I'm worried about here is the very top of that where it says ground, signal, and 5 volt. That's the 3 that I want to wire up, is those 3 in the top there. Okay. Freaking you guys out yet? Huh? So we'll do red to the 5 volt. We'll do black to the ground, and then we'll just pick a color for the signal. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Oh, he's here. Hello.
Hey.
I can't hear you. Oh, hang on. Let me turn my speaker on. I'm not used to having somebody on during a stream, so I don't have a speaker on. And I'm going
Okay.
to try now.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
All right.
There we go. Hey, welcome. Hello. And thank you for this
Hi.
tap kit, by the way.
No problem.
Yeah, I think I got it figured out now, and they just kind of cautioned me on the wiring. What I need to do here is that I just need those 3 wires up top put in.
Yes, that was
Yeah,
a fun part.
yeah. So a black, a red, and a whatever. So,
Oh yeah.
and then we've got this to this point on
Yes,
here.
that is awesome.
Yeah. So we got that far on this guy, and this one is just basically, yeah. So I think after I get the wiring done, what I'm going to need to do is number one, decide which printer, and then number two, disassemble the hot end and get the belts all off and everything.
Yeah, that's the fun part. If you cut your belts too short, it's going to be a really big pain.
Yeah, well, I know on here that they're folded, they're looped in and folded in behind. So hopefully
Okay.
there's enough belt on there. So yeah,
Oh yeah, you should have plenty.
yeah. So I need to get some wire. I can only go till about 7, so we'll get what we can done until then. So, but yeah, it's kind of glad you came on because it's hard. Sometimes you get so many different comments saying different things, and it's like, what am I listening to? So yeah, but I'm kind of seeing how this is all going to go together. It's a pretty sweet design actually. So
It's ingenious, man. I love Voron.
well, it is just the fact that somebody thought of this and just the angles that everything has to be at, just to be precise. So now you had mentioned to me to print the updated parts, which I did. So,
Yes.
and I couldn't see the difference in the parts between what you had sent and the updated ones, but I just trusted, hey, that there's got to be some little difference, maybe the angles of something, or yeah. So,
The belt pathing on the back of the one part is actually in more, so you actually have more room for your belts behind the plate.
oh, okay,
It's
okay,
very subtle.
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. So cool. So I guess I got to get some soldering done right now. It's nice to see you in person, by the way. You've been on all my
Yeah.
streams, so yeah. And you got your Vorons behind you, or something. You got one Voron
Yes.
behind you.
Oh, that's that
Yeah.
2.4, and then the one mine directly in front of is my ender wire.
Oh, okay. Cool. Very cool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
This Benchy is terrible. This I've got zero cooling turned on because it's
Oh
ABS. But hang
nice.
on, come here, hang on. But that's not even gonna look at that. That's
There it goes.
terrible. That's just cooling. And then look at the smokestack. That's just cooling. So yeah. But I don't usually run fan. I should be running 30% or something for it. But hey, I had the fan turned right off. So, but at least it's working. I don't know if you were on when with the clicky probe. I had printed the
Yeah.
parts for the 3 mil magnets instead of the 2.7, and I lucked out at first because it worked for the first week, and then it just stopped working, and I couldn't figure out why. But I kind of grew a brain today and thought I better measure the magnets, and that's exactly what it was. Yeah. It's very cool. Plus, no need for the sex bolt. It's a much better way to get the belt secured.
Oh
Okay, whatever
yes.
they're talking about. So let me go grab some wires and a soldering iron. What do I have? This will work.
There he goes.
Okay. And I happen to have some red, white, and black wire.
Awesome.
So that should work fine. It's not thick, but I don't think I need too thick for this. This is 26 gauge. So whereabouts are you at? You're in the U.S. obviously.
Yes, I am. I'm in Indiana actually.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool.
And then in a few months, I'll be moving to California. So, woo.
Oh, okay. That's a big move. Like, wow. Okay, I'm just gonna get some water on my sponge here.
Oh, I always forget to do that, and I catch my sponge on fire half the time.
Oh, there we go. That's good enough. And then I love these little where'd I put it? I got this little helping hand thing. This is the one called the Omnifix. This guy.
Oh, that is awesome.
These are great. But I'm missing. Where's the other? There it is. The other handle. Yeah, I love these little things for soldering. Okay, let me get this all set up. We'll get these things tinned first. And then we'll hopefully here, let's see, I'll give everybody a nice close-up view of what I'm doing so they can see if I burn myself, they can see firsthand.
Oh yeah, Brandon, that's very true.
What's that? Oh,
The prices being higher over there.
oh geez, yeah, I bet.
I think it's like double for most things, and gasoline's like you have to sell a kidney. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
That's sad, but okay. Here's my solder. Okay. I've never had a guest on stream before. This is you're the first.
Well, that's awesome. I've
I
never been
should
on
do.
a live stream.
Oh, haven't you really?
No, this is my first time.
I should do it more often. Okay, that was simple. One thing I have, if I can pat myself on the back, I've gotten a little better with my soldering through doing these builds. So, oh, Waylon, barking dog. Okay, I got black, red, and white. Come on. Grab my strippers. I'll just do the standard black and red as the power and ground, and I'll use the white as the signal.
Are those silicone wire or are they PTFE?
It's silicone. Is that going to be okay?
Oh yeah, that's fine. You're not running it
Yeah.
through so you're good.
Yeah. I think it's silicone. Let's see. What did it say? That doesn't say. Feels like silicone. It's soft. I got so much wire. I got tons of wiring.
I overdid it for my first time building the 2.4, and I have so much of that FEP extra. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, when I buy stuff, generally I got so many parts in the back in the shop in the studio here. When I buy stuff, I generally, especially if I'm paying shipping, I'll say, okay, you know what? I'll just buy 3 of them, or I'll buy 4 of them. And I tend to end up having a lot of spare parts for that reason. So I have more spare parts than I know what to do with. I don't have any Creality style printers anymore, so I have a lot of parts for Creality style printers that I have no use for.
Oh yeah, I have a whole set of motors from when that was an Ender 3. So.
Oh, okay. And
Do
these
you have
are
any? Oh,
okay. These are awesome. These things. This little if you don't have an Omni, if you do a lot of wiring and soldering and you don't have an Omni Fixo, God, look into them because they're amazing.
Are you planning on doing a 0.2 upgrade or building one from the ground
I
up?
want to do the upgrade. I don't know. Yeah, I think I do want to do the upgrade. The kit's not that expensive. I would probably still do. I think I'll do it to the. I have one here that I still haven't got fully operating yet, so I think I will do it to that one.
That's the plan. I think my next one's gonna be either a 0.2 or a Trident. I haven't really decided.
Oh, okay. See, there we go. Got to get the angle right here, otherwise I end up touching myself with the iron. Everybody witnessed that. Nobody saw that, did they? No.
I don't think so.
Okay, there's the 5-volt. And I don't need to shrink wrap these. I'm not leaving enough bare wire. And our heat shrink tube. Let's get down here. There's the signal. And
Oh yeah, I was thinking that Nick building a Rook. That would just be for fun though. My daughter wants a printer, so I was thinking a Rook would be awesome.
A Rook. What's a Rook?
It's like it's a DIY printer that's really cheap, and you can use a lot of spare parts just to build it. It's mainly printed with an unheated bed.
I should do that. There we go. There's the. Come on, get in focus, camera. You can focus 2 inches away. 5-volt signal and ground. Should be good.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go. Whoa. Well, that hurt. I actually scorched my skin with a soldering iron. Well, see? Guaranteed to be some sort of screw up or pain or blood or sweat and tears.
Yes, Golden Jaguar, I am extremely nervous.
You're nervous? You shouldn't be nervous. You know, this is your first time you say on a live stream?
Yeah.
It gets, trust me, I used to be very shy around people and in public, and public speaking, forget it. I'd be like the driest mouth in the world. And the more you do this, though, hop on streams more, and I'll have you on more if you like. But the more you do it, the better you get at it. I used to think, man, I look like an idiot. Like people are going to think, and I still do sometimes. People think, what the heck? He doesn't even know what he's doing. But you get to the point you do it. And I think a lot of people just respect the fact that you're on there doing it, showing off and helping people do things. So, yeah, it becomes pretty easy after you do it a bunch of times. So, yeah,
I figured I shouldn't. Oh, I figured I shouldn't be nervous. My wife makes me do shorts for her Facebook. So.
Oh, okay. There you go. I'm too comfortable. We need a Golden Jaguar. Come on, man. Me too comfortable? Are you crazy? Okay, so now that I got the wire on it, I think I got lots of wire. I purposely do lots of wire because I know myself. And if I don't do enough wire, I will screw up. So given that part, oh man, that little burned thumb hurts. That just a warning to you kids out there. Keep a hot soldering iron away from your thumb. It's got a little white. Hang on. There it is. Where is it? Right there. You can see the white where I burned myself. Right there. Anyways, kind of hurts. Okay, so we need some M3/8s for this. And these are socket head. It's a pretty cool kit. I've never heard of West 3D before.
It's more local for down here. They're if you look on the Voron Discord, they're one of the vendors for them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's I like they package their stuff just as good as LDO as far as all their parts, their labeling and everything, right? So it's really cool.
They have screw kits for printers, and they're called I can't remember, but it's like an excessive amount, so it's generally just LDO.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Is that the right way, or am I going this way? I think I'm going that way with it. Yeah, this is the way I'm going, right here. So the wires are sort of facing up. And then these are screwing into plastic. There we go. Man, it got
just
quiet
make
since I...
sure just make sure you don't cut them too short. I did that.
Cut the wires too short? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's got to go up to the other board, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is where we got this now.
Looking nice.
Yeah, so these wires are going to have to run down the side. And I see there's a little zip tie holder for that. So let's throw a zip tie in there now. Here, I think if I do this, there we go. West 3D recently started doing weekend Meet the Maker streams. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Come on, get in there, zip tie.
Meet the Makers. Oh yeah, I watched one of those, Nick. They're pretty awesome.
There it is. Okay, good. Okay, that I don't want to. There we go. So we got that zip tied in. We don't want to pull on the wires. Okay.
Hey Tim, did you surface mount those wires or did you run them through the hole?
I surface mounted them.
That should be fine.
Should I not have? I mean, they're on there good. I mean, hang on, there we go. That's not going to focus. They're on there well. I mean, they're not going to fall off. I hope that was okay. I just surface mounted, so yeah, it will work. But through the hole is stronger. Yeah, but this will work. If they come out, you know what? I can always redo it if I have an issue with it. So I did the lazy way. Yeah, I did. So yeah. Okay, so we got the wiring on, and now, according to the instructions, I have to start taking a hot end apart and decide where I want to put it. Seriously. Okay, let's get rid of the soldering iron for now. We'll just put that on the bench over here. Oh, that hurt. Okay.
Are you putting that on the 2.4?
I was thinking of putting it on the Trident. What do you think?
I
don't know. I mean, the 2.4 is working so good right now. But, you know, I was thinking since the Trident is sitting right here, missing a front cover.
Valid.
You know? You know, it'll work on either one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to have to keep that as the ugliest benchy I've ever printed. Man, that's awful. Okay, so what I'm going to do to make life a little easier is pop these little quick clips. I don't know if you use these. These things are great.
Oh no, I can't do this. I'm trying to show it. I've got quick clips all over my 2.4.
Oh, they're there. Okay, yeah. They're yeah. That is the cat's meow. These things. I mean, because otherwise, like on my 01, if I want to take my sides off, I have to undo a whole bunch of screws.
Yeah. I tried the clamping doors, the 270, and I'm having
Oh,
such a problem keeping the doors in.
yes, the ones that fold. I gave up on those on the 2.4. Oh, sorry, wrong camera here. On the 2.4 here, I had them on it and I gave up on them because yeah, they kept slipping.
Right?
So
It's like you have to put them in, and then it leaves like a gap so big.
yeah, no, that sucked. That was not good. Okay, so we're gonna come up here. May as well turn. I don't. Yeah, I may as well power this down. Let me turn this off. Let me go ahead and shut down.
Oh yeah,
Um,
valid point, Tim. You need to
yeah.
not plug that into your probe.
Okay. Trident's using a Stealth Burner toolhead PCB. Volt plus on the port is 24 volts. Okay. So I need to plug this. This has got to go to 5 volts.
Yeah. There's like
Okay.
two ways.
So I wonder. So versus the 2.4, it's using a volt plus on the probe port is going to be. It's still going to be 24 volts, isn't it? On the 2.4, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I'm better off just to run a wire all the way down to the main board and just power it 5 volts off the main board.
That's what I would do. Otherwise, you're gonna have to take off your toolhead board, and then you'll have to cut the trace for 24 volts, and then run a jumper wire for 5 volts.
Yeah, so it might just be easier. Okay, so that said, it may just be easier to run this whole wire all the way down through to the main board. Yeah. So in that case, I shouldn't have cut this so short. And I have a long enough piece here that I could actually just do that. Oh yeah, that'll fit no problem. Okay, well, the good news about that is that I can unsolder this and I can resolder it through the holes. So, but that's true. I can just plug it into a fan port for 5 volts. And then the signal is going to go whichever pin is going to signal it. And that's just, I can use whatever pin, and then I just got to let it know in the firmware which pin is signaling. I assume that's the way it's going to work. Okay, well, let's do that. I didn't plan to get it mounted on the printer and working tonight. I just planned to start building it. So getting it on the printer and working can be next week's stream.
It is fun. I will tell you that.
And you're more than welcome to join. I mean, hey, you've been a great help to me through these builds. So, yep. Okay. And then cut that. Cut the red wire, he said. Cut the red wire. Okay, so we need, once again, where did I put it? I swear, every time after my streams are done, my studio is a disastrous mess. And let's see. If I zoom out a little bit here, there we go. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put the longer wire on. Let's plan that way. Do a plug. Yeah, I could do a plug, but then I want this to run down through the through the drag chains properly. I could do a plug up towards the hot end. Huh.
A little better.
But I've already, actually do a plug. That makes sense. That way I'm not tied to
just one cable.
It's a one cable. Where would I put a plug? Yeah, I guess I could do a plug. So let's leave this, and let's leave this. We'll do a plug. But fact is that I'm not going to be able to do a lot of the final build today, but I can take the hot end apart. Okay, we'll do a plug. I got talked into it.
If you want to make it easier, Tim, to run the wires, if you have a PTFE tube, you can push it through and then run the wire through, kind of like fish lining.
Oh, can you? PTFE tube will.
It should fit in there if you're running the LDO tool harness cable. You should have enough room in there to run it.
Oh, okay. That certainly saves a lot of time from popping all those things open again. You know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I think it's a good idea to run a plug up there towards the hot end though. For this, that's fine. So I'll just put this back on here, save myself a little bit of work. And this is going to eliminate the clicky probe and the Z end stop switch, I assume. This eliminates everything. Do
Oh
you have a
gosh.
tap on that one there on your 2.4?
Yeah.
And you liking it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can't get this a little better quality.
No bigger fish. I haven't ordered the replacement board yet. I found one in the States at one of the suppliers. I'm hoping that I can find it at one of my Canadian suppliers because it's a $4 board. I think it was $4 US. It's going to cost me more to ship it than it is for the board. So I'm going to check with my local guy here, 3D Lab Tech, and see if he has any. I don't see him on his website. Hi, what's your name? Huh?
Say Imogen.
Imogen, yeah, hi. Are you shy? You're
You said,
not
are you
shy.
shy?
No. No, good. Cutie. How old is she?
She's 6.
The same age as Ethan.
Yeah, she's a handful.
No doubt, I'll bet. Wait till she's 16.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, we'll get a start on it as much as we can until I have to pop off. This is kind of embarrassing. I put the top on this thing and I didn't peel the plastic off. I left the labels on. Anyways. Oh boy. Wrong one. But yeah, I took this hot end apart so many times trying to figure out the the problem with the clicky probe that I can do this in my sleep now. Golden Jaguar wants to know how fast you run your 2.4.
I haven't really got into too much tuning, and I just got it rebuilt to the R2, but I run the stock input shaped PIF profile by Ellis, so like 200 for 300 for sparse infill and 450 on travel.
Wow. There it goes. Cool. Family stream, of course. Family streams are great. But I love this 2-part PCB. I love the fact that I can pop this cover off with just no wires to worry about.
Oh yes, I love that tool part.
Yeah. We'll just pop that off. Grab the hot end.
A bad 85, Neil. It's kind of like a trying to think of the best way to put it. Somebody might be able to better explain it than me. It protects your board from possibly getting 24 volts put back into it. If I'm right, I can't remember on that one.
Mm-hmm. Weird, my lights are just flickering. Okay, that's off. We'll take this off. Can't believe I'm going to take off some perfectly good tension belts.
I understand that. Holy moly, what size is yours, Golden? Mine's only a 250. It's a little bitty guy.
Huh. Oh, not quite loose enough.
1 second, Sam.
There we go. Okay, this part should be, or is this going to replace all this up here too? No, that's just all I need is the X gantry piece here. Okay. Okay, clicky probe. I can't believe I'm taking this off again. Too
I
funny.
remember that Golden Jaguar. I think it's on your YouTube channel.
Okay. So I want to take this entire assembly off now, don't I? Belts and all. Oh man, those belts are short. Ah, well, we'll see.
Hold on, Tim. Make sure you take the tension off.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Thanks, PZ, dude. I didn't even think about that either.
There we go. Okay, oh, there we go. Now they're floppy. Okay, that's minimum tension. This one maybe a little further. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, well, what's the worst case scenario?
Well,
I have to run new belts, right? Absolute worst case. There we go.
what I didn't realize is when I ordered my new belts, I didn't get the reinforced ones. I accidentally got the regular GT2 belts.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I guess the only way to tell if these are going to be long enough is to try. So now, according to the instructions, I'm not worried about the X-axis switch because that's all under here. So I'm not going to change those. So this guy, is it this one? It's going to go on. Although I should put a, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to put a, let's see. So that's going to be, hang on a second here. What am I missing? Oh, this piece is the one that's going on there. This is going to go on there like so. And the belts are going to come through here. But, so let me see the belt path here. If I switch over. Okay, so they're just coming through the side. Hang on, no, they're going to come. I don't think my belts are going to be long enough. I honestly don't think they're going to be long enough. Because that's going to come around the back. That's going this way. It's going to come around the back.
That's about here. All it's got, Golden. Yes.
Behind the carriage and loop through the front. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing here. Around the back, loop through the front. But let's just see if, because that's going to have to come around and loop through there. And then this top belt is going to have to reach. Oh, man, that's tight. Let me get one side on first. Huh.
The flow rate, John Strand, right now it's just 11 cubed until I get. I'm actually putting a Bamboo Labs hot end in it, and then a
Oh, really?
LGX light on top. Yeah.
No, there's no more slack to add on these. And on the back, no, there's nothing I can really do on the back.
Thank you.
I don't mind if I have to. Belts aren't expensive. If I have to order some more belts, I'm not really overly concerned about that. Just that these are tight going in the front here.
Oh, you mean through the holes themselves?
It's easy getting in it through the back, and then coming in through the front to get through this hole is really tight.
Yes, very tight tolerance. That means it was a good print. I'm hoping so, Jones. And
That will be
plan.
interesting.
High speed. The first thing I have to figure out, though, is my Z-seam issue I'm having.
Let's see if I do that.
Oh my God.
Man, that's not easy.
Oh, getting the belts through? No, it was a pain. You could throw it up on
Holy
Kickstarter.
crap.
I took each one of the sides and took an old belt and ran it through the hole a couple times just to kind of get it a little loose.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, because that is extremely, it's a clean print, but it is tight. I have a feeling, let's see, I have some belt over here. Somewhere. Yeah, this is narrower. It's 2.4. It's 0.1 belt, but it'll still work. See if I can run that through. Take just a snip of this. Oh, it's the same width. What am I saying? And if I can get that through here, and then yeah, run that through a bit. I have a feeling I'm going to need to order some more belt anyways, because I cut them off fairly short. So if I grab this now, if I can grab this belt, I don't want to break the piece. Man, these Voron people torture us with these tight tolerances. Come on. Oh, it's starting to make its way. There it is. There it is. Oh, that ever a tight fit.
Oh, I have a question, Tim.
Yeah.
Let me go grab this part, and I want to see what you think.
So this is what I'm dealing with, world, is this belt has got to come behind. This belt has got to come from behind here, like this, and then come around the front and fit through that little slot like that. And that is not an easy task. Yeah, I'm going to need to, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to order some belts to do this, which is fine. I think my local guy, but yeah, I see what you mean. This stretches that hole open a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Where did it go? Where did it? I'll find it one of these.
Cut the belt after you installed it. Well, John Strand, I cut the initial belt for the initial tool head that I put on the printer. I did cut after I installed it. Oh, this is just a test belt. This is just a piece to see that yes, it will fit. That I'm not going crazy. That yeah, it will fit. And as Exelter said here, yeah, you pull it through, and you can kind of wear that hole open a little bit so that it makes yeah, and it's easier already. It kind of opens the tolerance there a little bit, so the belt goes through easier. It's just a bugger. Oh, and I want to put a long friggin' belt on this thing so that when I do pull it through, I have room to come out here and work on it. There is no way with the belts that are on there that I'm going to be able to work that through these little slots with the tiny little bit of play I'm going to have. So I'm going to be ordering more belt. I'll order enough for 12 printers while I'm at it because you never know when I want to change a belt again. And you're saying make sure I get the reinforced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've already had to tune my belts or tighten them like 3 times after running input shaper, and then I had to run it again because I just tightened them.
Oh man. Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
I'm gonna work with these things a little bit. Okay.
I can't really show it. My camera's not that great,
I can see
but
it.
there's like little zits all over the part. I think it's a Z-seam problem.
Oh, the little white. It's hard to see. Oh no, that's a speckled filament.
Oh yeah, it's sparkly. Obsidian black from Sparta 3D.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see, but it's kind of like a flat or a flaky texture. I think it's a Z-seam, but I'm not sure where to do it for functional parts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I used a
That's a burning question, I think, in a lot of minds is where to put the Z-seam for this part or that part.
Oh yeah. I had it figured out for my, the first time I printed it, and then my computer did and I forgot to save all my settings.
Okay.
It was bad.
Oh yeah.
Then I have. You want to see a ridiculously over?
So Dwit's just doing it. John Strand said, "I'm just doing it the hard way. Can start one side, then run the belts." Huh?
Just giving you a hard time.
Well, just giving me a hard time. Yeah. Well, so and either way, I am going to order one of these 9mm. Just want to make sure these are 9mm. 6? Oh yeah, 6mm. Okay. Oh, 9s are on the rat rig. That's right. 6mm MGN. No, what are these? These are. Oh, these are Gates. These are Gates Power Grip GT. Yeah, I'll order the same ones. I'll just order a bunch of belts. Although that might be long enough. No, I don't think that is. I'll just order some. I think it's like $20 for a roll of them or something. I don't know. We're different here, but yeah, I need to work with this because I've got one through and I'm working on the other one. I can only imagine if I try to do this with a short belt and I'm trying to feed this in. No, not going to happen. No, I would end up throwing it across the room. But yeah. In Slicer, you set it to the nearest corner with a line, and that will put in one of the sharper edges. We'll put it in a sharper edge.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh yeah, PZ Dude's got it right. This is an upgrade. The belts were already installed with the old tool head. That's exactly why I need to order new belts. I haven't cut any belts too short or anything for this. The belts were already cut when I put in the initial Stealth Burner tool head, and hence why my belts are too short for this.
Let me check these.
Oh, this one's easy. That one was simple. I just have one stubborn one. Oh, and this one was simple.
Okay. So Ellis's stock in the PIF standard is seam position is custom, and then angle cost is 100. So not sure what that is. So nearest corner with a line. Okay.
Okay, well, there's one that's difficult. 3 of them were good. I'll keep working with this to get this loosened up. I will order some new belts. And I have a stream for next week, which is going to be, oh man, running new belts on this thing. It's a breeze, right? If I remember the running the belts on this, it was fun getting around some of these corners. But that's all right. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's it for tonight because I need to go pick up the little guy from his cousins.
All right.
So, thank you for dropping in, Zixelter. What do I call you, Zixelter, or do you have a first name?
Oh, you call me Zach.
Zach. Okay, that works good. I'll call you Zach. That's easy to do. So I appreciate
All
that.
right.
Stephen Poole, you're just in time for me to quit.
Yeah.
Stephen Poole showed up. Got to go. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm going to drop you off, Zach, and then I'm going to do my closure. But I will, if you want to come on next week when I do this, that's fine. I'll be on at 5:00 next week.
All right. As long as I'm not at the slave factory, I will be there.
Sounds good. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. We'll catch you later.
Later, buddy.
Bye for now. Appreciate it. Bye.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Whoops. Okay, folks, listen, thanks everybody for watching tonight. And just to summarize what we've done and what we're running into today is that, yeah, it was early today because I'm home. Next week would be 5:00 Mountain Standard Time, But so I was having trouble with the clicky probe on this. It was my own fault. It ended up being the fact that I had printed 3mm magnet parts instead of 2.7mm magnet parts. So we got the clicky probe working on it. We ended up printing, just to make sure everything was working, we printed a really crappy looking benchy. And the benchy turned out to be crappy looking because I had the cooling turned right off. So, and when you're printing a benchy with these overhangs and the spout or the smokestack, which I can't break, that's strong, you need some decent cooling. So I had cooling turned off. So basically, I just wanted, everything else looks fine where the cooling wasn't an issue. But I just wanted to make sure everything was working fine as far as the clicky probe goes and as far as my extruder goes. So then we proceeded to build the tap that Zixelter Zach, who was just on, so graciously sent me the tap kit. We proceeded to build the tap kit, and we are at the point now of deciding whether the belts are too short. The belts are too short, so I got to order some new belts. We're going to have to run new belts through the Trident in order to put the tap kit on. But we got the tap kit pretty mostly built, other than assembling it and putting it on the printer now. We will get some new belts in. I believe my local guy does have them in stock. We'll see, and hopefully I get some belts in for next week, and we'll run the belts. We'll get the tap on, and we'll do whatever we have to do in the configuration. We got to do some wiring. I got to wire in a plug to this, then we got to run the wire down to the main board. So there's a fair bit more to go, but hey, it is what it is. So it's always fun. So, but yes, Zach, thank you for coming on stream. That was great. Very rare, if ever, that I've had a guest on my Sunday live stream, but I don't mind. Maybe that's a thing I'd start doing, is bringing some people in, and I think that's great. And that way we get to meet everybody that's out there. And if anybody ever wants to come on Golden Jaguar, you're always welcome to join. And it's always nice to maybe have a guest on a Sunday, and then that way everybody kind of gets to know who's who. So that is great. So everybody, you're here just in time for the end, Steve. Yes, we got a tap mostly built, but unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you want to say, I need to order new belts because the belts on my Trident were just that little bit too short. So, yeah. And the fact that I struggle with this as a separate piece with just a play piece of belt getting it through these little slots. I can only imagine when I have this much leftover belt, how much fun it would be putting it on up there. So let's do it. Golden Jaguar, anytime. You are welcome to join me on my streams. We'll arrange it. Let's arrange it, and we'll see how we go from there, because I got a lot of content coming up. So everybody have a great night. If you're late to my stream, I apologize. It's an early stream. I got to go pick up Ethan tonight. Mom's out of town. She comes back home tomorrow. Ethan's at his cousin's, and he's got school tomorrow, and I got work tomorrow. So hey, it is what it is. But we're about ready to say good night to everybody. Thank you for watching. We will leave this in the state it's in right now until next week when we finish installing the tap. And yeah, and then we will fire it up with the tap, and hopefully we have a really, really good. Then we'll have to do, of course, some tuning again and get all the tuning done that we've done already. And yeah, that is that. So listen, everybody have a wonderful evening, and we will catch you during the week. Maybe I'll be doing some work on the bamboo. Now that I got the AMS, we'll get some multicolor prints going during the week, et cetera, et cetera. But everybody have a fantastic week. We'll see you next week live at the same time. Well, 1 hour later, but on my standard time on Do It 3D Canada. Thank you. Make sure if you haven't, you've liked and subscribed. I'm trying to creep up to that 2,000 subscriber mark, and I can smell it. It's within reach. So share, like, subscribe, tell everybody about my channel, and I'm going to try and produce better and more relevant content for everybody throughout this year. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Take care. Till next time. Bye for now.